Brenda sent a text to everybody here.
Yeah, reminder board.
All right, we are recording officially, Brenda. All right, everybody. Sorry I'm in the dark. Issues with my camera. So welcome to our February 6th Wednesday night Power Hour, where we are going to focus on inviting to events and or thanking the likes. So I think before, and just to kind of go over this with people who don't know or have never done a Power Hour before, this is not a training. This is just a time for us to come on and get some ideas from each other and share, and we're going to have a specified time that we're going to actually work. So for instance, it's always going to be different. So as you guys probably saw the post already, Russ is going to be working on Facebook Live, or there's a couple options. So every time we do these, we're going to have probably 2 or 3 options. You can choose to do the activity for the hour of what we suggest or that we're providing as an option. Or if there's something that you have to work on your own, that's fine. But this is just kind of to have accountability to each other, to really bust out an hour of focus of action step. So, so no distractions. So you want to turn off, like, don't be sidetracked by notifications coming in, phone calls. Like when you get on these power hours, it's going to be a very focused time. So how it will work is that the first 10 or 15 minutes, we're going to kind of go over what some of the suggestions are for activities, and then, make sure nobody has questions. I'm going to call, and the reason why I had to do this on my computer rather than my phone is because I needed to copy and paste for tonight anyway. I need to copy and paste from my document. I will put the script into the chat. So what we're going to do is in the chat window, I'm going to post the scripts, and you can figure out which one you want to copy and paste and use, and then we'll all go on mute. We'll stay on, don't log off, because you can still work on your computer or your phone while the meeting's open. All you have to do is just click your home page or whatever, and it's going to minimize the meeting. So when we go off, we're going to want to mute yourself, and then we're going to work. And so with that being said, Russ and Janelle, did you guys want to add anything else before I kind of go over the steps for tonight?
You're all good. You covered
it. Okay, Janelle, you're muted.
If you have questions, you want to take them on the sideline. So try not to pop in on the chat because it's just distracting for everybody. If you have a question for Sherry, either put them in the chat or text her or private message her your question if you have any questions.
Right.
That is after she mutes everybody, right?
Right. Great point. So, so hi, Celia. We saw you popped on. Hi. And we're just kind of going over, so I'm going to go over what we're going to do in a minute. But once we go on mute, you don't want to like come on and go, oh, Sherry, what do I do, blah, 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 because that's going to be a distraction. Everybody's going to be focused, working like crazy, like there's a fire under our butt, and with just this all out intensity. So, definitely like text me, send me a chat or something, and we'll chat to each other. If I need to call you, I can call you, because you can use your phone and make calls, and still keep this webinar open. But remember, I don't want you to take calls from people or pay attention to your notifications, because we don't want you to get sidetracked. So what I'm going to do is, so the first option that I wanted to go over is that we have a Healthy Happy Hour, Health and Hope event at Brenda's house in Folsom tomorrow night, and we have one at Janelle's house in Lodi tomorrow night. Let's see, I know Jackie and Diana aren't in the area, but I don't know if there's an event going on in your area to invite to, or you can choose the other option. The only other thing, I'm not sure what else I could suggest for them, Russ, other than maybe working on an invite to start your own event, and maybe create the invite to do an event for your area. So, okay, so if you're not in the area, to go to one of the local events. Oh, but also you can invite, if you have people in Folsom Lodi area, just because you're not going, you could still work on sending out invites for the event. So, so if you don't have an event to invite to in your area, then either create your own, or you can choose the other option. So what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to put, and you don't have to use my suggestions, but I do have some suggestions for what you can do, because we wanted to make this really super easy so that you can get through and send out as many invites as possible. So we want to make it to where all you pretty much have to do is copy and paste the message and change the first name. So I'm going to put the first option here in the chat window.
Jerry, may I add some?
Yeah.
So maybe while you're putting those messages in the chat, maybe everybody can talk about what their intent is and what their goal is.
Well, yeah, I was going to do that, but I was going to explain everything first and then have them go over their intent.
Gotcha.
Okay, hang on one sec.
And Sherry, while you're doing that, I might just add that if there is no event in your area, or you're not planning on an event of your own, think of something that you've been meaning to do that you've just not had time to do. And it could be something simple like, going to your Optavia Success Binder and catching it up and organizing it. Anything, updating your contact list. Going on Facebook and friending 10 people and starting 10 conversations while we're doing the other things. So,
but if they don't have an event, they can definitely do the next option I'm going to give.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I have a question real quick. Is there a way to save the chat, or do I need copies?
Yes.
How do I do that?
We'll save it at the end. If you hover over it, if you're on your computer, you'll see a little more with a down arrow.
Oh, there. Okay.
And you have this little option to save chat, and all of this scripting and texting will be saved.
Okay.
All right.
She's also created this into a Word format that she'll upload into the Health Coach Network.
Great.
I think I did that already today, didn't I?
You only did it to our tribe group.
Oh, I did? I meant, really? Okay. I meant to just do it to the Health Coach Network, actually.
Would you like me to put it in the Health Coach Network?
That would be great, because if somebody wants to access it, if it's too hard for them to copy and paste out of the chat, then they can do that.
I'll do that right now.
Thanks. Okay, so yeah, so bear with us. This is the first time I've actually ran one of these, so I'm just.
Have we had many of these?
We've never done them with our team, but I've done several with David Bush and Craig Blanchett's team, but it's been a while. Okay. So just to kind of clarify here real quickly. So this is what you can see. Have you guys been reading through these? I mean, basically just pick one of these. You're going to go through, oh shoot, what the heck is this? I accidentally copied the wrong thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, I didn't. So the first option wasn't about inviting. The first option was about go through your recent before and afters that you've posted. And so if you don't want to have an invite to send to, or you don't want to invite to the thing, this is how you can spend the 30 minutes. You can go through the recent before and after photos that you've posted, all through January or through February. Just work your way backwards. And you're going to send a message to all of the likes and anyone who commented. So thanks for liking the before and after post I did today of Susan. Obviously, you'll have to change the person's name to be whatever. And for your support, it really helps build confidence in the clients. I've recently had some clients reach their goals, and so I'm opening up 4 new slots for people who want to get healthy this month. If you or anyone you know of are looking to work on their health, be it weight loss, blah, 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 this program would be great for them. Would you please be sure to connect me to them if appropriate? Or there's another option. Thanks for always being so supportive of all my clients before and after photos. Maybe that's somebody who hasn't liked a recent one or something. This time of year when people tend to give up on their New Year's resolutions and are frustrated with not getting results. If you run across people in conversations that struggle with their weight, blah, 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 would you be sure to connect them to me? So notice I'm always ending it with a question. There's another one. Hi there, so-and-so. Fill in their name. How are you? Obviously, take the underline out. How are you doing? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. I'm trying to get the word out because I've had a few clients reach their goals, and so I have room to help 2, possibly 3 more. etc. You guys can read through that, figure out which one you want to do. Now, if they give you, then I give you a response. If they give you a thumbs up, and I would say don't get distracted with back and forth conversation if people are responding. I would just shoot out as many as you can. You can go back and respond later. But later when you respond, if they give you a thumbs up or they say, of course, or yeah, sure, if I think of anyone, I'll let you know. That's either they'll ignore you or they'll give that typical response. Then you can say thanks. So the best way to connect me to them would be to just do a group message introduction through Facebook Messenger or group text my number, and I'll respond to them through that, and we'll take it from there. Would you like me to add you to my free weekly newsletter that includes health tips and a health recipe each week? So again, you're still kind of making a way to create contact with them. I guess I did say, if they say they're interested, let me pop that one in there. If they say they're interested, you're just going to give the standard response that most of us already know, which is great. I would love to learn more about I'd love to learn more about what your health goals are and share the details of what I coach. When do you have 20 minutes or so to chat? Okay, so that's the first thing. You guys can decide to do that if you want, or you can invite to an event. So what we want you to do is figure out or work on your own thing in that 30-minute time. So whatever it is you're going to work on, and I'm going to pop the messages in here in a minute for inviting to the happy hour. Whatever it is you want to work on, I want you guys to think about that right now. Figure out what you're going to work on, which message you're going to use for the most part of them, and then I want you to name off how many you plan to send it out to. If I was doing, I know for me, I'm going to pick inviting to the Folsom event tomorrow night. So I'm going to focus and concentrate and just boom, 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 copy, paste, send in private message to people or a text, and I'm just going to invite them. So I'm going to put in an example of the invite. So my goal is to hit 30. So what I'm going to do once I'm done putting in the chat, all the messages, I'm going to have you guys, Lodi event 25. Okay, like Janelle just did. Thank you. So my goal is to hit 30 invites for Folsom. So you guys want to say what you're going to do and what your intentions are. Then once we go on mute for 30 minutes, I'll be timing it. We're going to come back in. It's going to get close to the end of the hour. We'll have about 10 minutes or so at the end to kind of wrap up, go over what results were, what kind of feedback you guys got, and see if you have any questions regarding and maybe anybody's response or something. So with that being said, and while I'm copying the invite messages in, maybe Janelle and Russ, can you guys help with any questions? Anybody have questions about what you're supposed to be doing in this 30 minutes when we go on mute, or?
I wanted to do the thanks for always being so supportive of all my likes and before and after photos. And I downloaded what you just sent, Janelle, but it's not coming up. Is there any way it can be posted somewhere?
No, don't worry. I've got that covered for you in the messages. I've got the link.
In the messages?
I'm about to put it in because I'm popping in right now.
Awesome.
So good. Just do it.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Where are you popping that in?
I'm putting it in the chat right now.
In
I
the
haven't
chat.
got to it yet.
It's in that your-
I'm giving you the different options of what you can send, or you can choose. You don't have to pick these, but I just wanted to make it easy for you guys. Create your own, tweak it to sound like you. I hope these are all coming out. Russ, can you make sure they're kind of all coming out okay? And that I'm not.
Yeah, they're coming out fine. Yeah, and I would just say, don't spend a lot of time reading through it. Find one that works and use it. And you may have to just tweak it slightly. And once you tweak it, you can copy that and then repaste that over and over and over again, especially if you're inviting to an event. And I love the scripts about responding to people that are liking and commenting on your private before and after pictures. I think that would be an easy task for people to do as well. So, we got 30 minutes, and if you can do one a minute, that's 30 invitations a minute. That's awesome.
Is there a link?
Link to what?
I just put the link.
There it is. I see it.
Yeah.
But Celia said she couldn't open it.
Well, I just posted both the links. One's to the Lodi event, one's to the Folsom.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that link. Celia, I think you're talking about the
I
link.
wanted to do the thanks for always being so supportive of all my clients before and after photos. That's the one I'm going to be using.
Okay, well, that's in the chat. of this, if you just scroll up in the chat.
And you just copy and paste the text into a private message for the
Yeah,
client.
it's in the chat that I just did in
Okay.
the
'Cause I'm
webinar.
on my computer for this, and I'm going to use my phone to do this. So
You can still use your phone. You just go to the chat window on your computer.
I need to sign in on my phone too.
Well, you're on the webinar.
Yeah.
On her computer.
But I'm not using my computer to send. I'm using my phone to send. So.
But you
Is that
can
right?
still do that. You can work while you have this webinar up. It will minimize the webinar. So what you can do, can someone direct her how to get to the chat? I'm thinking maybe she's not knowing how to get to the chat right
Yeah.
now.
Celia, if you're on your computer, right, in the lower bottom part of Zoom, you'll see a little bubble that says chat. If you click on there, the chat window will pull out, and you can see all of the text that Sherry's popping in there. Can you see that?
Okay. So basically I need to work from my computer.
It's probably easier, I think, than the phone. And then what you do is grab the text that you want and then minimize the Zoom window, go into Facebook and just start, pasting that in and tweaking it if you feel you need to tweak it still.
Or what you could do is I'm probably going to copy the first one from my computer because I'm on my computer right now, but I can work faster on my phone. So I'm up on the webinar on my computer. And once I copy that first message in and all I have to do is copy and paste it, I'm going to use my phone.
There you go.
Then can you just send it to me in a message? Thank you.
Oh, you want special treatment, huh, Celia?
Do you not? I guess
I'm
you.
computer illiterate. I'm like really the worst. And it's like,
You're working on that, right?
No, I am.
Yeah,
I mean, does anybody else have a trouble copying? You guys know how to copy and paste out of the chat window here that I'm putting in?
I'm not sure, but I don't think she's on both places for Zoom. So I don't think if she's on her phone, I don't think.
But if you're on your phone, you can access it and copy it from your phone. You don't have to be on multiple devices.
I need to get into this on my phone as well.
No, I mean, actually, you can copy it from your computer and paste it into a message. And then once it's there, you can go onto your phone on Facebook and copy that and then just keep doing it over and over and again.
Okay.
I think that's what Sherry's saying is you don't actually have to be on Zoom on your phone. So
That's what I'm saying. That's okay. All right. So anyway, maybe I'm overloading with different messages, Russ.
there's-
No,
there's-
you're not.
No.
yeah, we can use them all. The questions, we'll probably pick one for tonight.
Right.
And then guess what? We get to copy them all so we can look at them and use them all for later.
Yes,
So,
you guys can do this another time. And they trust me, they're all in a document that Janelle already popped in. So you could also go into that document she popped into Health Coach Network and copy them from there. One last thing I'm going to say before we mute too is like Maria and Jackie are on. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to do this, but well, Jackie is now. She's not that new, but she doesn't need to do this. But if you're a new coach and you want to pop a message in about, I just put it in there. Like, do me a favor, I've lost weight, my next steps is to listen to my coach, blah, blah, blah. You could do that. Even if you're doing them on your own and you just started doing them on your own, you could still send this message out to people and send several of these out in the next 30 minutes. So, okay.
everybody clear?
Yes, really quick, I'm removing the document that I sent. I just loaded. So if you're trying to get to a Health Coach Network, give me a minute. I just reformulated into PDF so it's not into pages. So hold on 2 minutes if you're trying to get to Health Coach Network and get it from there. That's all.
I just copied them all into my notepad on my computer. So.
All right, let's go to work.
Great. All right, everybody go mute and we'll come back in 30 minutes and see. Oh, but nobody put in the chat what they're doing, did they? Except for Janelle?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
Thanks.
I didn't see. Oh, yeah. Oh.
So put in the chat whatever your intentions are, how many you want to do, and we'll be back in 30. Couple more minutes. So wind up what you're doing in a couple more minutes. Okay, you guys go ahead and count up what you got done and pop it in the chat. Good job, Russ.
Wish I would have had more time for Lodi.
That's good, you guys. I know I got myself all screwed up because, first of all, I'm sitting there trying to like scroll up and copy and paste from my chat window. And then I realized, well, what the heck am I doing? I've got the Word document to copy it from. So then I go do it. I send out about 8 and I realized I had copied the wording and it said in Lodi and I forgot to change it to Folsom.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and say, whoops. So, all right. Anybody get some responses back?
I messed up on 2 of mine too, Sherry, saying other coaches are doing it in Lodi. Instead of me, I'm doing it in Lodi.
Yeah, instead of your own.
Yeah, so you have to be careful when you copy and paste for sure, but
I know.
Yeah.
I had to slow myself down. So I did have one gal, and it's funny because I just kind of went off people. Well, actually, I was like going to people's pages, and then I thought this Jamie. I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to this Jamie in a few years, and I just sent it to her, and she's the one who responded back. She said she has to work. So did anybody get any responses back yet? Anybody else?
yeah, I have a gal in Folsom that is a mortgage broker that she actually did the mortgage on our house, Denise and I's house. And she said she was going to try to make it. She was doing some work in the area, so she and one of her friends might come. So that was good.
Good. Celia?
Yeah, so I did about 45 of those messages for thanking people that have liked my before and after pictures. And so I have about 6, 7 actually that are saying yes. And then one girl lives in Idaho, so she's asking more questions. You work just remotely with people? So I think she's thinking for herself. So
Awesome. You are smoking.
you don't want to look at posts unless you're ready, and you don't want to look at their messages unless you're ready to respond to them. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's more work to do. So.
Right. But at least you like, I mean, but that's awesome, right? I mean, is that something you would normally have done on your own, is pop out 45 at a time?
I don't think that many. I think I've done 20 on my own.
Huh?
But
That's
this
good.
is very motivating, very effective. So it's pretty
Yeah.
How
I
about you,
gotta know.
Diana?
I did 16, and I just got the first one, which is a no. But I figured she was going to say no anyway, so it was.
Don't hurt to ask.
Well, like David Bush says, you know, in collecting those, there's always going to be some yeses in there. So.
Yeah.
I'll respond back to her though. She's a friend of one of one of my daughter's friends, and we've known each other for a long time. And she actually could use the program, so just keep tripping on her.
Yeah, that's great. All right. What else? Anybody else? Debbie, did you get any response back, or what did you get done, Debbie?
I got 23 invites, and I embellished the invites because there were some people in there that that don't need to lose weight, but I would like them to explore coaching. So I tweaked it and, you know, told them a little bit about, you know, my story in retiring early, and that, you know, this would be a great opportunity to introduce the program to them, and also that I would like to, you know, have coffee with them sometime. So I did that to about 4 people that I wouldn't have done otherwise, but
Good.
just sending them the invite was a good lead in to be able to do that. And then I got one back saying, you know, thank you for the invite, can't go. And then 2 other people said, not this time, but keep me on your list. So I had
Great.
3 responses back.
That's awesome. It's just all about reaching out and connecting with people. And I would like to make a suggestion. If we can, next time when we do these things, like Dudley and Russ and Janelle, I'm hearing an echo. We should encourage, like, so if somebody tweaks it like Debbie did, to pop it in the chat, because then people could use that, Debbie.
Okay, I let me tell you, it is a stretch for me to figure out how to do all this. And I did send one person that I didn't change the name, and then afterwards I went back and I had to say, oh, I'm sorry, I meant to send this to you, and then I had to apologize. But yeah, I will. I'm learning the technology, so you might have to help me. We might have to practice.
Yeah, I kind of hesitated, but I was just going boom, boom, boom. But there were a couple that are more targeted towards coaches. I probably should have tweaked the wording, and I didn't. So yeah.
Well, I just did, sorry. I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're just commenting to their likes on my before and afters. And but I had to tweak each one because I'd already thanked them for a like, but I didn't say that particular thing. So I went back and added it and thanked them again and said, by the way, you know, I have openings, kind of thing. And I only got 1 response, which was a no. So, but that's okay. You know.
So you kind of use the message about just saying, hey, I have some openings. That one.
Yeah, I used that one. Yeah, so I just grabbed the first one and went with it. But
And Nancy, I think what I liked about it was that here it is towards the end of the day. We've already done things, yet in 30 minutes, we probably got more done in 30 minutes than many of us did all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
I loved it. This is way more than I've done in forever. So I'm just being brutally honest. So I have this whole list of people that I'm gonna do, and so tonight going through it, I just did it. And then when I got to the people that I wanted to do, I realized that I had mutual friends, so I went through their list instead of going, and there were people that I had on my list to do. So it really was fast and easy once I got the cut and paste correct. So that was
Once you get that down, you move.
Well, the thing that I found just an issue, it wasn't an issue, but, you know, I have the verbiage and then I have to change the name and maybe just tweak, you know, a couple of the words. But having the link, I didn't put it in with my copy and paste. So I kept having to go back and pick the link up for the event. And then once you hit return to do that, you end up sending it before you know, so it's just getting it all figured out before you.
Yeah, that's why it kind of took me a minute for my first one, because I was trying to get the message in there. Then before I sent it, I was trying to get the link in there. So
So I know better now. I'll just get it all ready, and then you can, you know, cut and paste. So
right.
It was fun.
So okay, I want to respond. So Jackie, there should be a way, I don't know, if I'm thinking you must be on your phone, but at the bottom, if you tap your screen, there's a bubble that comes up. So sometimes you have to click on participants first, I think, and then hit chat. But there should be a way you can see the chat window to scroll up and look at what people are chatting. But I see your message that you didn't know anybody in those areas, but there was another option for something you could work on during that time. It was thanking the likes. There was some other verbiage and stuff. So anyway, but I'm just letting you know. So if you ever have something that doesn't apply, just work on whatever you want to work on in that 30-minute time block is fine. So, okay, let's see. Oh, Dudley's gone. I was going to ask Dudley how it went for him.
Did he leave us?
He popped off. He must have had to go. All right. Okay. So, all right. Did you guys, how do you feel about the format of that?
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah, I think it was great. A little stressful at first trying to figure out what script I'm going to use and which one I'm going to, and because I didn't want to waste my 30 minutes trying to figure that out. So, but yeah, I thought it was great, Sherry.
Yeah, that's another thing, Russ. That was one of the challenges is I was scrolling which one I wanted to use.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
then I realized, Sherry, it probably doesn't even matter what script you use. It's that you did it. So
yeah.
I like having the stuff ahead of time.
right.
So that I could take a look at it, kind of take 15 or so minutes just to get organized and look at the scripts and see, you know, what kind of clients I want to hook up to those scripts and
Right.
And cut and paste them someplace where it's easy to get, so I don't have to maneuver all the different things. So I did that. I went ahead early and did that. So that was really helpful because when you guys were talking about all of where to find it, this and that, I was like, ooh, I'm glad I did mine ahead of time.
Okay, so that brings up a point, and I was not prepared like I asked everybody to be, and hopefully you guys all saw my post about having a list ready of who you're going to invite or having a list already done. You've already got the names down of everyone who liked your before and after photos. I didn't have that ready, and so that slowed me down too. I didn't have it on hand. I only had a list of like 8. So
well, I went to the actual event page and I just went to the people I already invited.
yeah, well, I haven't really invited a bunch, so
Yeah. That's a good
that would
point.
work if I'd done that.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, I think as we do more of these power hours, we'll be able to use the Google document
Mhm.
where you'll actually be able to put those scripts in there so people can go, oh, I got to do some homework before I get on the call tonight. So
Right. So kind of be on the lookout because we're going to try to give you a heads up like I did. And I don't know, again, if everybody saw it and I loaded it. I guess I made the mistake of, I thought I put it in the Health Coach Network. I guess I put it in Tribe Optimal and I loaded that document and I guess Debbie saw it, the Word document. Okay, good. Yeah. So that way you guys can have the scripts ahead of time to figure it out what you want to use and that you know how to be prepared. So, all right. Well, it was fun. It's good to have each other to be accountable and then kind of have that little, I don't know, for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to hurry up because I'm not done very many. And so it's like that little competition. So if we were going to say it's a competition, Celia rocked it out of the park with 45. Holy cow. Like I thought I was good when I did 40 Coach Explore in an hour like last week. I was nothing compared to what you just did in 30 minutes. So that's good. So
It was fun. So did I see one for Saturday, Russ? Is that what
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so let me promote Saturdays. So Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific, we're going to be doing another power hour. The task at hand is to do a Facebook Live. So during our 30 minutes, we're going to pop out and we're going to go do a Facebook Live. And so we're going to talk about how to effectively do that. So that's option number 1. So don't be afraid.
You already scared them off. They're not coming.
do it, guys. Do it.
You know what? If you don't do it, I'm gonna. So
I'm doing it.
That's what scares us, that you're gonna.
I mean, I think the best thing you could do is like have your hair up in curlers and just say, hey, I'm coming to you live as I am every Saturday morning, you know? So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And so we're not going to do a lot of homework ahead of time because I want people to just kind of be thinking about being real and being genuine and just sharing from their heart. But we're going to talk a little bit about the techniques of how to do an effective Facebook Live that brings a call to action to you. So that's going to be number one. And then we're going to have as an option for people that maybe are totally afraid to do a Facebook Live to organize their client success finder and get them ready for a successful client support week next week. And the third option is going to be what I call freestyle, where if there's something that's been on your heart that you've been meaning to do, that you've been putting off, but you need a half an hour dedicated to do that, we're going to do that on Saturday morning between 9 and 10.
But I will encourage you all, the only way to get over that fear, the only way is just do it. Just get into action and do it. Like that 5-second rule. Like if you overthink things and you think too long about it, like almost like, you're going to talk yourself out of it. So it's just like, just freaking do it.
If it puts butterflies in your tummy to think about it, that just means you really need to do it.
You got it. You got it.
And do you still have butterflies when you do yours?
Yes.
I do.
Well, I throw up before mine.
I do, but as soon as I start them, I'm good. I'm fine. As long as I know what I'm going to say and I have like maybe a bullet point or two in front of me, I'm totally fine once I start, but it's always just getting started.
I say a prayer. I say a little prayer before I start.
I have to figure it out. I'll be at the drags on Saturday with a 6-year-old, so it should be interesting. So I'm going to try to figure out that time.
No, forget it. You'll be on the Facebook Live, and your Facebook Live is going to be, hey, I'm here at the drags with my grandson, and we're out running around, and look at all these top fuelers behind me, and blah, blah, blah. Because it doesn't matter what the topic is.
Right.
It matters that you went live.
Yeah, and they see you and know you.
I have a question. Okay,
Yes.
I'll be driving to Disneyland during
Yay!
that. So maybe Max can like film me and do a live.
Yes,
There you go.
that's
Right.
perfect. That's perfect, Celia.
I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to participate, but I'm like, maybe I can.
You
Oh my
can.
gosh, you're so creative, girl.
I have a great topic for you, Celia.
What's that?
I have a great topic for
Yes.
you. So your topic could be talking about how you've already made the decision that when you go to Disneyland, how in your mind you've already decided that you're going to make good choices when you're there. So you can talk about what you're thinking about in your head before you get to Disneyland, about making good choices. And you know that the drumstick is a much better choice than the corn dog.
Yeah.
I mean, you could turn
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And she could also, like I'd say, put a plug in there how, I'm helping people and it's a business of doing good, like do good for others. You're doing good for yourself. And that, you're helping others to get healthy and that the income that you're earning for it, hey, now I can treat my son to a trip to Disneyland. This is awesome. Single mama getting to go do that.
How long is this video supposed to be?
Well, a Facebook Live, I mean, we have 30 minutes to do the whole thing. So obviously you'll have to maybe do your scripting card with a couple of bullet points. You'll have to, put the topic on. So we're going to talk about how to do a Facebook Live, and then you'll go live. So, the average Facebook Live from an effectiveness is about 14 minutes.
Well, I think honestly, I try to keep mine under 5 because if they're longer than 3 to 5, people check out.
No. And I want people to open up their mind and not come to it with some preconceived thoughts, because the industry, not specifically our industry, but the industry in general, it takes about 7 or 8 minutes to get people on the live. You want people listening to it. If you want them to listen to recording, 5, 6, 7 minutes. But if you want to engage people in a live broadcast, so we'll talk.
I want them to listen to the recording because I know, like when I hop on one and somebody says, "I'm going to wait for people to hop on," I'm like, I don't have time for this. Bye.
That happens a lot. That's how come I was asking, because it takes people a while to come on before they.
But there's a technique to do that. So
yes,
that
we'll
you
talk
don't
about
take
that on
them
Saturday, and I will open my mind, Russ.
All right, awesome.
I want to say one more thing. So when you guys, when Russ posts on the page about this coming Saturdays, it's really important that all of us engage in the comments so that this post bubbles to the top. So make sure you talk about your experience here tonight. Talk about what you got accomplished. We really need to build this up if we want to bring our coaches on. And David said that that's really, really important.
Right.
anytime you see a reminder about the Power Hour, not just this Saturday, but anytime you see the reminder, go in there, make comments, because other coaches that's gonna attract other coaches. They're like, oh my gosh, they're getting so much done. That looks like so much fun. I think I want to join that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to load this. We have to load this in order for it to be effective, because I think this is an awesome tool.
Yeah.
I love it. This was fun.
Give people the, you want them to have the fear of missing out. So you don't want them, you want them to like, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out on this. So I'm going to hop on. So I would, and I don't know, maybe Janelle and Russ, I don't know if you guys agree, but I say too, if you're not going to be on, don't say, oh, I'm not going to make it. We don't want to hear a bunch of people going, can't make it, can't make it. If you're going to be on, say, yes, I can't wait. But if you can't, just say, oh my gosh, these are so, don't say whether you're going to be on or not. Just say, oh, these are so effective. The last one I got XYZ done.
Right,
And
that's
oh my
good.
gosh, it was such great accountability.
Yes, good point, Sherry. I think that's important on a messenger group too. Like David said, you don't want to get 500 thumbs ups, for, messenger group, because it pings everybody and then it'll make people want to leave. So it's really important not to do that.
Right. Well, great. Thanks, Sherry, for stepping up and getting us started. So.
Okay, guys, have a good evening, everybody. Now you get to go follow up on the messages as they come in.
All right.
Work's not done.
All right.
Thank
We
you.
gotta go to work, Sherry.
All right,
Yeah.
have a fun evening, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Nice seeing everyone.
Very much.
Bye.